Oh, this is the second presentation for CIT 260 class. And first off, we're going to talk about the repetition, and I'm going to talk about the if-else statement. And I'm going to show you in this code in the move player function, which is in the player control class. So here, we use if and if else if statement to show the selection and what can we do. So when the player reach the scenes that has a Z description in it, it's going to run this code, and if not, if it has a E, and the else statement, and will come up here and run this code. So it's a selection for a player to choose which one to go, and if it's C, and then that's it. It goes on like that. So basically, there's the selection to have player to do whatever they want, and once they make a decision, it's going to run whatever decision and the player makes. And yep.
So yeah, just it makes the program react differently depending on whatever scene they run into. And so, okay, and so basically, in order for this controls the player's movement, and we have it all encased in a while loop. So what this means is the player has to choose one of these options. So they have to choose either to go up or down, left or right. And if none of those are chosen, then an error is displayed, and ultimately they will be reprompted to display something else. And so that's an example of a while loop right there. And then we have our view interface class, which is our view class. All right, so the view interface is a master class that contains these functions that every view class must have. So, and then the view inherits from that from view interface, and it defines those functions. So here, for every menu in the game, we have a do while statement, so it'll perform this at least once. So it'll display the menu of whatever class is using this, and it'll need to get the input from the user, and it'll prompt the user for the information. And then once it gets the input, it'll perform whatever action. And then, so this while loop will keep going until the user decides to or exit the menu. And so yeah.
Okay. And the next thing we're going to show you what is a switch function. So here in this construction view layer class, in this map, we use a switch function on the choices that we offer to the players. So a switch function basically means we put a switch first, and we put the case and the options over here, and then here the default is to print out something that is not entered from the options from the, what's that word?
If none of these options are chosen, then it does the default,
yes,
which displays an error message.
And the breaks mean and the end and return whatever it is. And so the switch function is much more simple, but it doesn't have the same function as for loop or while loop.
Yeah. So yeah, this is we mostly want to use switch statements for things that have a lot of different options, like say move the player, but don't require a lot of code for those options. And so that's why we use the switch statement here as opposed to the if else statement in the move player function, which we showed you earlier. So And so yeah, and you want to go ahead and go to display map? I kind of talked about this one already.
Okay. So we'll talk about the for loop function. Display will be the
Display map to be map.
map.
So right there. So
Map control.
oh, go up. It's not in the view
yeah.
layer.
Map.
No, not layer. Map.
Okay. So here is it display map function, and we make a for loop in it. So what for loop, and when we use the for loop function, is when we know how many times it's going to loop through it. We need to put a for loop in it. So for example, here we know we start from 0, and we know how many rows. We already decide the map size, so we use a for loop to loop through it. For example, it's 20, so it would I know that how many times, and we need to loop 20 times. It's going to loop whatever in it that we put. And for example, here at the end, it's going to know how many rows and how many columns it is, and we have to loop through everyone, and we're going to put a straight line.
Yeah, that's the column divider.
Yeah, the column divider in it. And at the end, it's going to output this for the display map function.
Okay.
So.
And I'll show you an example of what the map looks like in a bit. So, all right. And so now we're going to go show you our use of arrays in the create scenes function in our game control class. All right. So here we have, so the way our maps work is we have an array of maps, which is basically each room in the game, and there's a progression that the player goes from one room to the next, and so each item in the maps array is a room. And the maps in each room has a two-dimensional array of locations, and so that's basically each square in the map is a location, and then each location can be assigned a scene. And so for every place on the map where we have a wall or a zombie or anything, we assign a scene to that location on the map. And so so like for instance, for walls we have the X's, and then for zombies we have the Z, and then for the exits, which takes you to the next map, we have an E, and so forth. And so all those different options are handled in the if-else statement that we showed in the player control class, or the player moves. And so so yeah, so you can see there we have Z and then E and C for each different scene description. And then if there is no scene, then it just goes to default, just treats it like a empty space. And so yeah. And all right. So now that we've given you a basic overview of how the program, basic operation of the map and the program, let's demonstrate it for you. So running. Okay.
So.
All right. So player's name will be Rex.
And here we use the switch function, and we put whatever option it is. Mm-hmm. And the player keep doing it and choose the map that they want. And here we use the switch function as well. We, for example, you want to go down, you press, you put enter S.
And you can see the players represented by the P that you'll see moving across the screen there. Yeah. And you'll get an error if you try to walk into a wall. So you can kind of see that right here. And then it reprompts the user for different directions. I'll just move down. Move down. Oh, I chose the wrong direction. Down. Okay.
And then go right.
And then right.
And when you hit a zombie, we
So
use a if function here. So if you hit a zombie, it's going to do something and to replace it. And that's when you kill it.
so basically, there are other calculations going on in the background that handle the attacking and all that, but that just to signify that you killed the zombies. And so, in order to progress through the floors, you have to progress to this E, which is the exit. And so, we move to the E. Oh, I did it again. And then down. Okay. And then you move on to the next room, and so forth. And so, yeah, there's like 12 different rooms, and it keeps going until you get to the laboratory. And there you will find the E replaced with a C, which is the cure, and then the game is over, and you'll.
Yeah, you win. So that's.
So yeah, that's our basic program.
Yep, and I think that's the end.
All right.
Well.
So I hope you appreciated it, and see you next time.